Welcome to today's video, everyone. In Kansas, it's going to be enhancers in Kansas today with potential significant wind possible. Also, when we talk the extreme heat this week, possible temperatures up to 105. Alright, everyone, so we can see our severe weather risk for June 30th today. We got an enhanced risk in Kansas, a slight risk in Texas, Colorado. And we can see in a slight risk in Wisconsin, Michigan. We can see New York, we got a slight risk of severe weather in New York. We got a margin risk in the New England states. Then we got a margin risk in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. Then we got typical thunderstorm risk in Louisiana, West Virginia, Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. Then we got typical thunderstorm risk in Montana. We can see Idaho, South Dakota, Colorado. We can see Iowa, Illinois. We can see Michigan, even Ohio on there too. Then also we have tornado risk today. We got a 2% tornado risk in Wisconsin, Michigan Peninsula. We can see New York, some of the New England states. We can see also in Pennsylvania. We can see for today, everyone, for our day one tornado risk, we can see everybody. So let's move on to our wind risk, everybody, today. This is what our wind risk looks like. We've got a 30% wind risk in Kansas, we can see, with a significant one potential for really damaging winds. Then we got a significant one wind risk in Nebraska, 15% wind risk potential for damaging winds. Then we see a 15% wind risk in Wisconsin, Michigan Peninsula, New York, some of the New England states, and we got a 5% wind risk for products in New England, Pennsylvania, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and Florida today. We can see also, everyone. So let's move on to our hail risk for today, everyone. So this is our day one hail risk. We can see we got significant one hail risk in Colorado, Kansas, Texas. We have a significant 5% hail risk. 5% hail risk in Minnesota, Wisconsin. We can see. Then we got a 15% hail risk in Michigan Peninsula. Then a 5% hail risk in New York, some of the New England states. We can see also everybody on here for today. Alright, so we got our day two severe weather risk here. We have slight risk in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota. We can see also. Then a margin risk in Minnesota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, Wisconsin, Michigan. Then we got typical thunderstorm risk in Illinois, Kansas, Montana, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah. We can see also. Then we got a margin risk up here in Maine. You can see New York, Pennsylvania, then typical thunderstorm risk in the New England states and Pennsylvania. Then we got typical thunderstorm risk in Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida. We can see also on here, everyone. So of course, look at our trying to think. Let's look at our wind risk, of course, for tomorrow, everyone. So, all right, there's our wind risk, everyone, for tomorrow. You can see for July 1st on here, we got a 15% wind risk for Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. We can see a 5% wind risk for Kansas, Nebraska. You can see on here Michigan, Pennsylvania, some of the New England states. We can see a 5% wind risk for tomorrow, everyone. So, then of course, lastly, let's move on to our hail risk for tomorrow, everyone. We can see we got a 15% hail risk, significant one. We can see Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota, Nebraska. Then we got a 5% hail risk for Kansas. We can see Colorado, Pennsylvania, and some of the New England states for tomorrow, and Michigan. We can see also on here too, guys. Then we got our day very severe weather risk on here. We can see we got a slight risk in South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa. Then we got a margin risk in Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Montana, Wyoming. We can see Kansas, Maine, New York. We can see we got a margin risk in Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama. We can see Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. Then we got typical thunderstorm risk in Kansas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Louisiana, and even Florida for Thursday. We can see on here, everyone, for the second. So let's of course move on to our probability list outlook. We can see for our day three. This is for July 2nd. We can see we got 15% severe weather risk. We can see on here with the data lines. That means significant one. You can see then we had a 5% 5% severe weather risk for Michigan, Illinois, Indiana. You can see Kansas, Montana, Wyoming, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, and Maine, some of the New England states. We can see also. So everyone, let's move on to our projections for today. Alright, everyone, so we have storm start as early as 4 p.m. today. We can see, remember, that's 5 p.m. EDD time. This is 4 p.m. CDD time. We got storms in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming, Iowa. We can see also for 4 p.m. today. So then 5 p.m. today, we can see, everyone. We got storms in Wisconsin, Colorado, Wyoming. We can see New Mexico. We can see also on here Texas. We can see in Minnesota and Iowa. We can see storms at 5 p.m. today, everyone. So Then 6 p.m. comes along. We have storms in Wisconsin. We can see on here Minnesota, Wyoming. We can see Colorado on here, Texas, New Mexico. We can see also around 6 p.m. Then 7 p.m. we can see storms in Wisconsin. We can see Kansas, Texas, Nebraska, even Wyoming. We have some showers in Colorado too on here. You can see also Minnesota. Then 8 p.m. we have storms in Wisconsin. Looks like even a little Michigan Peninsula, Kansas, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming. We can see also on here some scattered storms in North Dakota. In Montana, we can see also on here too, guys, for 8 p.m. See that 9 p.m. comes along. We have storms in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Michigan. We can see Wisconsin. We can see on here Iowa, Colorado, Wyoming too. We can see also for 9 p.m. Of course, we got 10 p.m. that comes along. We could have storms in Wisconsin, Nebraska. We can see Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. We can see on here. See also Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana. We can see also in Michigan Peninsula. At 11 p.m. we still have some leftover storms in Wisconsin, Michigan, Nebraska, North Dakota, Iowa. We can see Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. We can see also on here too, guys. Then 1 a.m. midnight, we can have some storms still in Wisconsin, Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Texas. We see Montana. We can see potentially on here in Wyoming and South Dakota. We can see in Iowa. Then by 2 o'clock in the morning, mostly our storms are gone. Maybe a potential storm in Nebraska. Maybe see some rain in South Dakota, Iowa, maybe too also on here in Kansas and Michigan. Then it looks like by 4 o'clock in the morning, we see maybe we have one storm, but pretty much all the storms are gone at this point. Maybe some scattered rain in Wisconsin. We can see also on here too, guys. We can see. Then we're going to be taking a look at our storm caps for today. This is at noon. We have storm caps size 4,500 in Wisconsin, Illinois 4,000, Indiana 4,500, Iowa 30,000, Kansas 2,700, Missouri 3,300, Arkansas 4,000, Kentucky 4,200, Illinois 4,200, Minnesota 1,900 storm cap, Oklahoma 2,500, Kansas 2,800, Arkansas 3,500. We can see Missouri 4,000. Texas 2,100, Mississippi in 3,100, Tennessee 4,300, Kentucky 4,400, storm cap in Michigan 4,100 too. Then we can see 1 p.m. on here, storm cap numbers even go up to 4,700, 4,800, and even in Wisconsin we can see 4,200 in Illinois, Indiana 4,600, Michigan 4,400 and 4,200. We can see 2 p.m. on here, we can see 4,600, Iowa 4,400. Illinois 4,400, Indiana 4,600, Ohio 4,200, storm cap we can see. Then we can see at 3 p.m. we can even have 5,000 storm cap, parts of Wisconsin 4,700, and Illinois 4,800, Iowa 4,200, Indiana 4,700 storm cap, Kentucky 2, Missouri 4,000, Kansas 3,600 we can see also on here. Then we can see 5 p.m. comes along, Iowa we have 4,500, Wisconsin 4,500, 4,700, Missouri 4,000, Kansas 3,800, Missouri 3,000, Indiana 4,600, Ohio 4,800, Kentucky 4,700, Michigan 4,700. You can see then our storm caps in the evening more start to go down, but still really high storm cap numbers at 10 p.m. 4,100, 4,000, 3,600 in Iowa, 3,000 in Nebraska. We can see 2,900 in Missouri, Illinois 2,700, Indiana 2,600 in other parts of Ohio, 4,100, Missouri 2,900, Kansas 2,400, and Nebraska 3,700. So let's move on to talk about our extreme heat for this week too. All right, everyone. So we got our temperatures at noon today. We can see we got 80s in Ohio, maybe near 90 in some places. Pennsylvania, we're near 90. New Jersey, we're near 90. South Carolina, we're near 90. 90s in Tennessee, 90s in Georgia, 90s in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, 90s in Arkansas, 80s in Missouri, 80s in Illinois, 80s in Wisconsin. We can see at noon. Then let's move on to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 90s in Tennessee, even near 96 maybe, 95 in Georgia, 94 in South Carolina, 90 in North Carolina. We can see also on here, 90 in New Jersey, 90s in the New England states, 90 in Pennsylvania and New York, We see at 4 p.m. we could even near have 100 maybe in Tennessee in some spots, 90s in Kentucky, 96 in South Carolina, 95 in South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, 90s in Illinois, 90s in Wisconsin, 90s in Michigan, 90s in Indiana potentially. Then we can see even at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. today, we're at 97 in Tennessee, 90s in Pennsylvania, 90s in New Jersey, 90s in South Carolina, 90s in Georgia. You see also let's look at our Philly temperatures for today, everyone. So this is what our Philly temperatures can look like for today. Also, depends. Some of these are just it just depends, guys. So here, some of these areas could probably get higher than 100. We could see like Ohio. I know we could probably get up to I feel like temperatures of 105 there today. Indiana, I know we could probably surpass 100. Feel like temperatures too there in Kentucky and a lot of places too. Because Philly temperatures are different because it's like because like it's humidity added to in this heat too. Then 105, Philly, Missouri, Kentucky 104, Georgia 101, South Carolina 104. Like temperatures in the 90s in Virginia today. Also, we can see. All right, let's move on to Wednesday. So this is Wednesday at noon. We're 90 in Ohio, 95 in Tennessee, 90s in Virginia, 90s in South Carolina, and 90s in Georgia, 90s in Pennsylvania. We see New York, Illinois in the 80s, 80s in Wisconsin. We can see 70s, 90s in Michigan, 80s in Missouri, and 80s and 90s in Arkansas. We see also. Then we can see 3 p.m. on Wednesday. We're at 100 in part of Ohio, 92. We see 94 in Ohio, 98 in Michigan, even 100 potentially, 100 in Tennessee, 100 in New Jersey, 100 in Maryland. We see 100 in Virginia in some spots, 100 or 100 in North Carolina, South Carolina 90s, Georgia in the 90s. We can see. Then we can see our warmest part of the day. We're 95 in Ohio, 101. You see maybe even near 100 in parts of Ohio, Michigan, Maryland, Pennsylvania, 100 New Jersey, 100 Tennessee, 99 North Carolina, 102 South Carolina, 100 Mississippi, near 100 in Arkansas. 2 on here we can see everyone 2 also for 5 p.m. today. Then our evening temperatures look really warm and still near 90 in Ohio, Pennsylvania near 90, New Jersey in the 80s, North Carolina in the 80s, Tennessee in the 90s, Illinois in the 80s, and Missouri. All right, everyone. So let's take a look at our Philly temperatures for today, everyone. Let's go to 5 p.m. This is what our Philly temperatures for tomorrow. Tomorrow. So our Philly temperatures for tomorrow, we have 103 in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, 106. We're feeling like too. Virginia feels like 104. New Jersey feels like 106. Maryland, we'll see for tomorrow, everyone. Even the New England states feel like 100. Michigan feel like 102. I think some of these could even be 105 tomorrow, even higher than this, probably 107 maybe potentially too. Then temperatures Thursday, this is at noon. We have 101 in New Jersey, 100 in Pennsylvania, 99 in Maryland, Virginia 98, North Carolina 95, South Carolina 93, Georgia 94, Tennessee 96. We have 91 in Kentucky, 96 in Ohio, parts of Ohio at noon on Thursday. See 92 in Ohio, 80s in Michigan. We can see 80s in Missouri. We see then 2 p.m. on Thursday with temperatures of 105, 103 in New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia 102, 100 in West Virginia, Kentucky 90s, Tennessee we're in the 90s, Ohio, Indiana we're in the 90s, Illinois, Michigan. See Georgia in the 90s too. Also, so and even North Carolina we're at 100 degrees. We can see also on here for Thursday we can see. Then we have Thursday at 4 p.m. We're at 108 in New Jersey, 105, 103 in Virginia, North Carolina 100, South Carolina 100. We see in Ohio, parts of Ohio could be 102. Michigan could even be 100. Tennessee could be 102. Also on here, and this is what our evening temperatures look like: 80s in Ohio, 80s in New Jersey, 90s. You can see also on here too. So let's move on to our Philly temperatures. So this is what our Philly temperatures could look like on Thursday at 3 p.m. We can see 110. We could be feeling like in New Jersey, 109, 108 in Maryland, Virginia, 107, North Carolina, 105, Kentucky, 104, Illinois, 105, and Virginia, 104, and Mississippi and Georgia, 104. Our Philly temperatures, even Massachusetts could be feeling near 110 in some spots, 107 too. Also, just extremely hot temperatures. All right, this is what Friday's temperatures could look like. 100 in Bree, New Jersey, 100 in Maryland, 101 in Virginia. You can see North Carolina 100, South Carolina 95. We can see Georgia 96 at noon, Tennessee in the 90s, Kentucky, Ohio. We have almost 100 in some spots in southern Ohio. You can see at noon. Then we can see 4 p.m. on Friday, we're 105, 107 in New Jersey. Really hot temperatures. Virginia 106, North Carolina 105. We can see Massachusetts 100. See New England states we're near 100. New York we're 96. We can see out here Georgia 95, Tennessee 101, Arkansas in the 90s. We can see also on here in Maine in the 90s too. Also, then we can see on here at 5 p.m. on Friday, we're 105 Virginia, North Carolina, 105 in New Jersey. And this is what our Philly temperatures for Friday could look like, everyone. We can have temperatures near 110. We can see in New Jersey, even over 110 maybe. 109, it could feel like 107 in Maryland, 108 in Virginia, North Carolina, 106, South Carolina, 103 in Kentucky and Tennessee, it could feel like 102 in Missouri and Arkansas. So in 106 even in New England states, we could feel like 2 guys on here. So I'm gonna wrap up the video here, guys. I hope you learned something new about the weather today. I see you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe and notification bell. I see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.